Hey everybody, I know this is a late Friday video and I don't normally do a video on Friday, but I was a little excited and I just had to show you guys. Um, I don't know how many of you follow and subscribe to our yarny friend Nova Gnome over at Nova Gnome Creations, but she is so brilliant, so creative, so artistic. And she recently, several weeks back, started a new segment on Fridays called Freeform Fridays, where you make what she calls scrumbles. Scrumbles, basically in a nutshell, and I'm only going to give you a little bit of information. If you want to know the rest, you can go over there and see Nova if you don't already. You will absolutely love her. She will be linked in the description box. Um, but scrumbles are a free form free form crochet. Say that 10 times fast, right? Where basically um, every week she rolls a 12-sided die, and each number on the die correlates to a color of yarn. Um, and So that week, you will be working on freeform crochet, where you just take your colors, your creativity, no rhyme, no reason, and you just kind of let the crochet take you where it wants to. With, like I said, no rhyme or no reason. Sometimes it takes shape into something, sometimes you might see something in the shape that somebody else doesn't see, or they might see something that you don't see. It's actually kind of pretty cool. Well, I had been watching and I had told her that if I got a chance, I would sit down and I would try and do it, and I would see how it goes. Well, this week I carved out a little time here and there. I told myself I was going to, give myself some little increments where I wasn't worried about working on a blanket that I needed to do for this or an ami that I needed to do for that. Just something that was mindless, that doesn't take very long, and that basically let the wind take you where it wants to, right? So, she has, not including today, there was 5 weeks where, the first week was pink, the second week was green, the third week was yellow, the fourth week was white, and then this past Friday was rainbow. So, I decided I was gonna start with week 1, even though she said you don't have to. If you wanna jump right in where she's at and you wanna join in, that's fine, or you can do any of the colors you want. um, or you can start from the beginning. It just doesn't matter. So I was like, I'm going to start with week 1. So I pulled some shades of pink, and I just kind of let the hook take me where it was going. And it started telling me it wanted to be this kind of fun tropical flower. It started with, and then I started adding some petals, and it kind of took on a shape of its own and turned into this like really pretty wonky kind of tropical flower for pink. And I think I used one, two, three, four, 5 different shades of pink. So that was week number 1. And I was like, this is kind of fun, kind of therapeutic. And who doesn't like, I mean, I use crochet as my therapy, my mental health break, my kind of woo-saw and center myself. But doing something that doesn't have a pattern, doesn't have to be something if you don't want it to, was very free, very freeing. So that was week number 1. So I was like, you know what? The next time I carved out a little bit of time, I decided I was going to go for week number 2, which was green. And I started going and it turned into this right here, this wonky, leafy kind of vibe. And so I started adding on, and then I came up with these two like leafy bits. And then I threw some curly cues on, and this is what we came up with right here. And I think it turned out pretty cool, and I like it. So, didn't mean it to be a leaf, but that's what it kind of turned into. And it kind of went along with the tropical flower-ish kind of vibe. So then, week 3, once I did that one, and I had a little bit of time later on this past week, the third week was yellow. So I was like, yellow? Don't use a whole lot of yellow here and there. So I went in and I pulled out, is it 4 colors? 1, 2, 3 colors of different shades of yellow. And I started just going in a circle. And I was like, okay, well, then the circle wasn't a circle. And it had this weird spin in it, something that I did not intend on. And it was starting to kind of give me some uh kind of like a Native American kind of tribal kind of vibe. And the more I worked on it, it started looking like a turtle shell. So then I went around it in the back loops, and I started single crocheting around, and it kind of gave it this like popped up kind of border. And the more I looked at it, I was like, it's turtle, it's turtle, it's a turtle. And so as I was going around, I just made this little head and just chained, and then half double crocheted in and made the little leggies. Well, not leggies, but fins, flippers, and made a little single crochet tail. Um, so yeah, it did not even mean to be a turtle. I would never even have thought turtle in yellow, but that's where it went, and it was giving me turtle vibes, and so that was where I went with it, and that was really fun. Um, so then I was like, "Oh, the next one's gonna be fun." Um, they're kind of addicting, guys. Um, so yeah, I kinda love my little turtle. Um, maybe it kinda goes with the tropical, kind of like a sea turtle with the tropical leaf and the tropical flower. I didn't even think of that. It just hit me when I was looking over there. So there was the turtle in yellows, and it was 3 different ones. It was like a light yellow, a brighter yellow, and then this is kind of like a cornmeal yellow. So, yeah, a yellow turtle. Well, then week 4 was white. So, and like I said, I don't go in there with any like thought in my head or whatever. So I came in and I pulled some yarns that had white in them. Some of them are white with speckles. One of them was white with the gold sparkle and everything. And I was like, I think it was 2 different ones had white with speckles. One had more speckles than the other one, a lot of speckles. So I started with just plain white in a circle, and then I grabbed the one that was it's white with, and they're kind of like a off-white, or I don't know what you'd want to call it. And it might be showing a little bit off-white because of the colored speckles in it. But I grabbed the one that had the least amount of speckles in it, started going around, started making some like popcorns. And then I grabbed the other skein that had more colored spots in it. And then I ended up grabbing and I I grabbed the one that had the sparkle in it. And as I was going around, I was trimming it out. I was like, okay, it's a cute little circle. And then I started making these loops and then started crocheting in the loops. And by the time it was all said and done, it turned into, to me, it's given me this little colorful snowflake vibe. And I don't think you can see the sparkles. I'm trying to show it. Might be able to see. Yeah, they're there. It's got the gold sparkle. There you go. But yeah, so it was throwing off some major, major snowflake vibes to me. So once I did these loops and then I single crocheted around and single crocheted in the loops and everything, I was like, she's done. She's done. And that's where we stayed with my snowflake vibe, with my whites and sparkles and little color splotches and all that. And you can see the little bumpies in there. So yeah, I kind of like it. Does not go with that tropical theme that I had going on, but hey, it's okay. So there was week 4, and then last Friday, she rolled the die again. I don't remember the number that correlates with the colors, but she rolled rainbow. So I was like, okay, let me go grab some colors that are going to create a rainbow. And I came in and and I was trying to use bits and bobs that are leftovers from other projects. And I had a partial skein sitting around and I started playing with it and it's got all kinds of colors in it. You might recognize the yarn from another project I was doing earlier this year. Um, and I don't know where my brain was going with this one. I just went with it and kept going. And by the time I was done, this is what I had right here. And you could even put it this way if you wanted to. Um, and for some reason, my brain went beta fish. It's kind of hard to show you the whole thing without the little pieces flopping over. But right there. And then it's got this little part right here. Yeah. So it's kind of got a tropical feel going on, even though it's in the rainbow yarn. And I don't know why my brain said beta fish, but that's where my brain went after seeing it. Or it could be a phoenix rising from the ashes. Yeah, but that's where it went. And so um, that was week 5. This was week 4, the odd man out snowflake. And then week 3 was my little tropical turtle. And then week 2 was my little leafy bits, tropical leafy bits, and then my little wannabe tropical flower. So that was the first 5 weeks of a Freeform Friday with Nova Gnome. Um, if it's something you think you could have fun at, go over there and check her out. She drops a video every Friday. She has dropped today's video. I am not going to tell you what color got rolled. You will have to wait and see what that is next week or go over there and check out her video to see what color everybody's going to be working on. I do fully intend on, as long as time will allow me, I will work on a freeform scrumble every week. Um, and with the way they work up, using just scrap yarns and letting your brain go, you're not reading a pattern, you're not, any of that, not trying to memorize anything. You just go with it and switch colors whenever you want, or you can use one color. Doesn't matter. Nova and some of the others have used different kinds, fluffy yarns, scrubby yarns. Like I've got sparkle yarn in there. I've got some thinner yarns. I've got some fluffier yarns. Um, some of them, I think she's put in some chenille and blanket yarn. Just whatever you've got in those colors. But I do intend on carving out a little bit of, I'm going to call it my mental health break freeform, um, so I can work on it through the week. And now that I'm all caught up with them, it's only one per week. And once you do them, if you so choose, you can either send pictures of it to Nova, or you can email them. You can post them in her community posts tab on her page. I do not have that yet. I don't have enough subscribers. I could not figure out why I wasn't able to see it. And I did do some research, and you have to have at least 500 subscribers, and we're almost there. So until that happens, I won't be able to let people post their makes on my channel yet. But we're almost there. So someday. But yeah, so I think sometime this weekend when I'm not working on some other stuff and I'm having my little mental health break for freeform mental health break. There we go. Um, and then I will try and remember to come back on Friday and show you what my scrumble looked like. Um, that's a habit I'm going to have to try and get myself into because I haven't really had something that I show on Fridays consistently. So I will try and remember, and we'll see what comes up with the next color. And as far as what people do with these, looking up online, you can find all different kinds of ways people have used freeform crochet and scrumbles. Nova has made a bag with hers where she sewed them all together and put a beautiful strap on it that matched really well. I she received some books in Happy Mail that showed where you could make clothing like cardigans, scarves, all kinds of, the possibilities are endless. However you want to put them, people have used them for wall hangings, for art, all that. I'm still unsure what I will do with all mine. I think I think it'll come to me as I've made more and they decide what they want to grow up to be. So, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you're enjoying your Friday. And if it's something you're interested in, go check out Nova. Nova Gnome Creations. She will be in the description box. I highly suggest her. I love her to death. If you're looking for creativity and a real crafty artisan, go check her out. So, with that, I shall bid you adieu and leave you with these parting words. Life is not perfect, so be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars and your yarn. So, till next time, guys, love you bunches. Bye for now. Enjoy your weekend.